The Secret Service is now investigating after somebody found cocaine at the White House. A source just told NBC News that the official lab test came back positive for the illegal drug. They say it was discovered on Sunday inside a small dime-sized bag. President Biden was not at the White House at the time, but emergency crews did briefly evacuate the building. NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli joins us now. Mike, we know that we're told cocaine was found actually in the West Wing. Who has access to that area? And even though there's so many questions still, does Secret Service have any idea about who actually might have brought it in?
Well, Morgan, unlike the executive mansion of the White House, which you see behind me, that's where some of the ceremonial spaces of the White House that we're so familiar with, as well as the private residence of the president, is located. That we understand that this was discovered in an area of the West Wing, which is really typically only open to the high-level staff who work there, as well as potentially some of their guests. Now, to recap, this was discovered by an officer in the uniform division of the Secret Service as part of a regular and routine search of the area on Sunday evening. We know, though, that there are often guests of some of those White House staff who are given private tours of the West Wing over the course of the weekend. And so because this was a common area, a place where individuals who come into the West Wing might be asked to leave their personal belongings like a cell phone or what things that were in their wallet before they go into deeper into the West Wing, it may be easy to track down who it was by looking at things like visitor logs or the video cameras that are of that space. But it is still an early stage of this investigation. The Secret Service only today confirming that this was in fact cocaine that was discovered there. Morgan.
What is the White House saying to all of this, Mike?
Well, of course, we learned of this yesterday on the 4th of July holiday, so we'll get our first on-camera public reaction from the White House when Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, briefs this afternoon. There is certainly an interest on the part of the White House to very quickly address this and try to determine who this was, because this is a highly unusual and potentially embarrassing situation. The West Wing is the heart, the working heart of the government, of the presidency, where the president's office is, where the vice president's office are, the most senior officials. And so because it's a more restricted area, one with much more limited access, there is going to be a lot of attention ultimately on whether they can determine who this is, and the White House will be quick to want to get this behind them.
All right, NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli joining us live from D.C. Mike, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.